All right. Shut up. Okay, here we go. That ought to work just like that. Ah, yeah. All right. Hi, kids. It's me, MrTerrible Todd. And I gotta tell you, kids, God, if there is indeed a God, has been tugging at my heartstrings, if I indeed have a heart, trying to get me to do something I don't want to do. Something I've resisted for a very long time. But it keeps needling me and nagging me like a woman. And I say, what's in it for me? And he says, wait and see. So I don't want to wait and see, damn it. I want immediate gratification. Well, you'll get gratification, but you have to be patient. I don't like being patient. Damn it. Won't let up. So fine. Decided I'm going to go ahead and do it. Went ahead and picked me up a brand new copy of a very old, very popular book. Just happens to be called the Holy Bible, or as the Japanese call it, the Holy Bible. The new indigestible version. Reckon that means I should not eat it. Well, I wasn't gonna, but now that they tell me I can't, now I wanna. Now I won't eat it. I'll read from it. Now I ain't promising nothing. I don't know if it's gonna be funny. I don't know if it's gonna be tragic. It might be funny and tragic. In fact, God, if there is indeed a God, may very well strike me dead for the fun I'm gonna poke at this here book of his, which also happens to be public domain, which means I can read from this book the Holy Bible all I want on the internets, and nobody can sue me for copyright infringement. Ha! Ain't gotta pay nobody no royalties. It's gonna take forever. Look how thick this thing is. I've never read it front to back, but you know what, kids? We're gonna give it a shot. And if the good Lord, if there is indeed a good Lord, decides to strike me dead right here on video, well, so be it. I dare him. I double goddamn dog dare to strike me dead right here on the video so we can upload it to the internets. Oh, it'd be a glorious death. All right, kids, so here's what we're going to do. Welcome to the Church of Todd. I am your pastor, Pastor MrTerrible Todd. And God has led me to read from this book, the new indigestible version of the Holy Bible. And we're going to go ahead and start from the beginning. Once again, I am your host, Pastor MrTerrible Todd, or the Dark Priest. I kind of like the way that rolls out. Dark Priest. Yeah, I like that. Okay, we're going to commence doing some reading from the Holy Bible. Go ahead and start at the beginning in Genesis. And it says here, in the beginning, which is a good place to start, God, if there is indeed a God, created the heavens and the earth. Now the earth was formless and empty. Darkness was all over the surface of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters. Okay. And God said, now pay attention, God speaks quite a bit in the Old Testament, as I'm led to believe. And God said, let there be light. And there was light. So apparently when God says something, He means it, and it happens. God saw that the light was good, and He separated the light from the darkness. God called the light day, and the darkness He called night. Well, thank you, Captain Obvious. And there was evening, and there was morning, the first day. Okay, chapter 6. Oh, verse 6, I should say. Genesis chapter 1, verse 6. And God said, here He is speaking again. Loves the sound of His own voice. let there be a vault between the waters to separate water from water. Okay. So God made the vault and separated the water under the water. What? No. So God made the vault and separated the water under the vault from the water over it. Okay. And it was so. God called the vault sky. Oh, I see. Well, wait a minute. God called the vault sky. And there was evening and there was morning the second day. Okay. Verse 9. And God said, let the water under the sky be gathered into one place, and let dry ground appear. And it was so. God called the dry ground land, and the gathered waters he called seas. And God saw that it was good. So apparently God's pretty pleased with himself so far. Then God said, let the land produce vegetation, seed-bearing plants and trees on the land that bear fruit and seed in it, according to their various kinds. And it was so. Demanding, I think he is. The land produced vegetation, plants bearing seeds according to their kinds, and trees bearing fruit with seed in it according to their kinds. Yeah, okay. And God saw that it was good. So apparently God can do nothing that he doesn't think is good. Kind of like me. And there was evening, and there was morning the third day. Verse 14. And God said, let there be lights in the vault of the sky to separate the day from the night, and let them serve as signs to mark sacred times and days and years, and let them be lights in the vault, and let them be lights in the vault of the sky to give light on the earth. And it was so. God made two great lights, the greater light to govern the day, and the lesser night to govern the night. Let's see where this goes. He also made the stars. God set them in the sky, in the vault of the sky, to give light on the earth, to govern the day and the night, and to separate light from darkness. And God saw that it was good. And there was evening, and there was morning, the fourth day. And God said, let the water teem with living creatures. Let birds fly over the earth across the vault of the sky. So God created the great creatures of the sea, and every living thing with which the waters teem that moves about in it, according to their kinds, and every winged bird according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. He doesn't do anything he doesn't like. Everything's good. And God saw that it was good. This was good and that was good. Blah, 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 blah. Pretty predictable. God blessed them and said, be fruitful and increase in number, and fill the water in the seas, and let the birds increase on the earth. And there was evening, and there was morning the fifth day. And God said, let the land produce living creatures according to their kinds, the livestock, the creatures that move along the ground, and the wild animals, each according to its kind. And it was so. God made the wild animals according to their kinds, the livestock according to their kinds, and all the creatures that move along the ground according to their kinds. In other words, keep to your own kind. Seems to me God's into separatism. And God saw that it was good. And then God said, let us make mankind, watch this now, let us make mankind in our image. Our image, plural, in our likeness. So he wasn't alone. Apparently, God was not alone when he's doing all this. He's not asking for anybody else's opinion or approval or help. But he does say, let us make man in our image. Oh, maybe he does need help. That's us. Okay, so he's working with somebody at this point. Finally acknowledging the collaboration at this point. We're only 26 verses into the first chapter before he acknowledges the fact that he's not alone, that he might need some help. Let us make mankind in our image and our likeness, so that they may rule over the fish in the sea and the birds in the sky, over the livestock and all the wild animals, and over all the creatures that move along the ground. Hear that, vegans? PETA freaks? Yeah. God said that man may rule over all the birds and the livestock and the wild animals and the creatures that move along the ground and in the sea and all that. So God created mankind in his own image. Ooh, now we go back to singular. In the image of God, he created them. Male and female he created. Okay, now he's jumping ahead. Male and female he created them. Okay. God blessed them and said to them, be fruitful and increase in number, fill the earth and subdue it. Rule over the fish. Up. Wardrobe malfunction. Hold on. Okay. All right. Rule over the fish in the sea and the birds in the sky and over every creature, every living creature that moves on the ground. Got that? Let's go back and see that again. Let's see that again. God blessed them and said to them, here God's talking again, be fruitful and increase in number. Fill the earth and subdue it. Rule over the fish in the sea and the birds in the sky and over every living creature that moves on the ground. Then God said, I give you every seed-bearing plant on the face of the whole earth, including marijuana, and every tree that has fruit with seed in it. They will be yours for food. I suppose you could eat marijuana. Why not? Brownies, cookies, sure. They will be yours for food, and to all the beasts of the earth and all the birds in the sky and all the creatures that move along the ground. Everything that has the breath of life in it, I give every green plant for food. And it was so. God saw all that he had made, and it was very good. Not just good, but now it's very good. He's pleased with himself. And there was evening, and there was morning, the sixth day. Chapter 2. Thus, the heavens and the earth were completed in all their vast array. By the seventh day, God had finished the work he had been doing. So on the seventh day, he rested from all his work. He was all tuckered out. He had a 6-day week. He's entitled to at least one day off. I'm entitled to it. That's all I get. 1 day off. Work 6 days a week. Then God blessed the seventh day and made it holy, because on it he rested from all the work of creating that he had done. This is the account of the heavens and the earth when they were created, when the Lord God made the earth and the heavens. Well, that's about enough for one day, I think. I will just take it one chapter at a time, give or take. We'll just mark our place right there. And, kids, this episode of The Church of Todd has been brought to you by The Church of Todd. And now these messages. Hey, kids! You ever feel like God just ain't listening? You ever feel like your prayers go unanswered? I do too. But you know what? I figured out a way around it. I just talk to God and he answers me. If there is indeed a God, somebody's answering me. I'm going to go ahead and continue to think it's God. But what about y'all? Y'all need to have your prayers answered too, don't you? I'll tell you what you do. I got it figured out, kids. You go ahead and text me your prayer request. I will ask God myself, and I will text you back God's response to your stupid prayer. Very simple. You just send $5 to me on my PayPal account. That would be Todd Beeson. As far as I know, I'm the only Todd Beeson on PayPal. I could be wrong. I'll have to do a little research on that. You send me $5 and I'll talk to God. I'll ask him about your stupid prayer request, and I will text you back myself his answer to your stupid prayer request for $5. That's reasonable, isn't it? Goddamn right it's reasonable. All right, kids. That's the first chapter of Church of Todd with your pastor, Mr. Terrible Todd, and the Holy Bible. Ain't been struck dead yet? Ha! I double dog dare you to strike me dead, God, right here on video, so we can upload it to the internets. So put that in your hookah and smoke it. All right, kids. Remember what I always tell you, don't get caught.